Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This time Bettermode has invited me to create another awesome tutorial just for you. In this video, we are gonna cover a new template that they just released. That template is really awesome, so if you're curious about it, stick until the end of the video to know more about that. But I'm also gonna cover and teach you another nice trick. We're gonna see how the CMS works, the content management system, and I'm gonna teach you how you can create your own custom model. Excited? If so, let's jump right in. If you are new here on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and also like the content if you find this video helpful. Now, let's go for the tutorial. Alright guys, tutorial time. I'm here on the Bettermode website. The website is bettermode.com. There is also a link down below in the video description section. Go there, click the link and register for free so you can give it a try and start using Bettermode. On the first page here, on the home page of the website, you're gonna see all the amazing features they have, everything you need to know, and the best way to actually test it is by creating your account. So I really encourage you to do that. And once you come here on the website, there is this button here you can click to browse templates. The Bettermode team has provided pre-made templates that you can use to speed up your development process, so you don't have to start your projects from scratch. You can just simply come here and pick a template that you like. So they prepared a bunch of nice templates, and they are also adding new templates from time to time. And the one I want to cover today is this new template here called Betterhunt. Now, if you want to just preview the template and see how it looks like before you give it a try, you can click this other button here. If you want to also know more information about the template, you can click on the template itself, and you're going to go to a page like this where you can see more information about the template, like if it's responsive, customizable, if it has the CMS, the content management system feature, which we are going to cover in this video in a minute. And you can also see other things like screenshots, and there is also an FAQ. Now let's go and live preview this template together. So this template is called Betterhunt because it's a Product Hunt clone. If you're not familiar with Product Hunt, this is the website we are talking about, producthunt.com. Usually you come to the Product Hunt website to find out about recently and newly released products and tools that you can use. And that's the same idea here on the template. So here on the Betterhunt template, you can see there is a first section here that is listing the top products launching today. So you can see a couple items here. You can also see the last week's top products. There is a very nice feature here that will allow you to upvote this specific item, and users using your website will be able to do the same as well. There are some blog items here as well that they are calling stories. There is a carousel here. You can click to show more. You can also navigate on the menu and check other products here. So there is a product list. If you come here on the sidebar, there are also some top products being listed, latest stories, and also a discussion area that is a forum. You can quickly create something similar to that by using the template. You can also navigate on the categories. And if for some reason you wanna just change how this template looks like, you can fully customize it to your specific needs. If we click on a specific product, it will send us to the product page. We can also click on the specific image to make it bigger. We can also upvote a specific item for that specific feature. Of course, we're gonna have to create our account, which is also something that comes built in with this template. You can allow users to create their own account and have access to private pages and specific areas that only registered people can access. So here there's the login area and also the sign up area as well that you can fully customize. If you go back to the product page, you can see also when it was published, who published this item here. You can see also that other people can comment. There are some other features like liking the post. Other people can also comment on specific items. They can also publish their own products. So you can allow users to create their account and also publish their own products here. And you, as the owner of this platform, can specify if people are free to post and the product will be automatically displayed, or if you want to approve this product to go live before it's publicly visible to everybody. This template also comes with a discussions area here, which is like a forum. So people can create their own threads, they can comment on someone else's threads, they can like, they can share. So there are a bunch of features here. I recommend you click on the link down below, register for free, give it a try, clone this template, and then start playing with this template yourself so you can give it a try and see how it works on your end. And all that is very customizable. You can change colors, you can change the design, you can move entire sections from one page to another, create new pages. So the best way to see it all for yourself is by going to their website and creating your free account. So get started, click this button here, create your first account for free, browse the templates, clone this template or another template that you like, and start tweaking the template to see how everything works. Now, let's go to the second part of this tutorial where I'm gonna teach you how to use the content management system and create your own custom model. Let's do it. All right, so the first step is gonna be to create your account or login. In my case, I'm gonna log in with my existing Bettermode account. Once I'm inside my account, I'm gonna click here to browse templates, and then I'm gonna find the one that we are gonna use today, which is Betterhunt. I'm gonna click here and then click Use Template. Okay, now I have the exact clone of this template under my account, and now I can customize and see everything that is built in inside this template. The way to do that is by going to your back end, which is the admin panel. So let's go here, click administration, and then we are going to see everything that we can tweak and change. We have some content here available for us. We have some spaces, everything that comes with the template, and we have the CMS. As we can see, we have a few models here. We have the discussion model, we have the product model, the story model, the comment model, and we can also create a new model. Now let's go back to the Design Studio and let's talk about the CMS. So we have CMS pages here. These are templates that are created based on the CMS types we have. So this is where we define how the page will look like and how we are going to display information coming from the CMS, okay? So there is a direct connection between the CMS pages and also the content area where we have the CMS. Here we have the models. What are the CMS models? Well, like I mentioned, CMS means content management systems. So we are managing content that we have on our website. And basically the models are the structure of that specific content. For instance, we have products, right? Listed on the main page. We have here a bunch of products. And the model is the structure that we use to create a new item, in this case, product. So as we can see, the product has a few fields here, like the title, the description, the image. Once we click, we have this other description here. We have other images, and we have when it was created, some tags, who created this item. So all this information is gonna be stored on the database, and the model is the structure that stores this information. So basically, we can use existing models, or we can create our own custom model by clicking this button here to add a new model, right? So if we take a closer look at the product model, we are gonna see that we have a structure here. We have here all the fields that we use to create a new item that is a product. So here on the side, we have the product icon, we have the name of this product, a short description, full description, couple screenshots, the URL. We have an option here to check whether this is free or not. So we have a lot of fields here that represent the structure of our item. So basically here, when we create a model, we are basically creating the structure that we are going to use later to add content to our website. So all you have to do is to think, okay, I'm going to create this specific type of item that I'm going to display on my website. What are the fields that I have to type in when creating this item to display this on a page later? So just simply write down, and then you have this basic structure. If you change your mind in the future, there is no problem, because you can add fields or remove fields later on, okay? So here we have a few models, but like I mentioned, we can create a new model, right? So to do that, we click here, add a model. Okay, so we are gonna first provide a name to identify what this model is about. In this case here, I'm gonna say example, so we can identify this later. And here I can select an icon. This icon is just for me to remember what this model is about. I'm gonna add just this item here for now. And then here I have a couple options. If I want to allow people to interact with this item, I can either allow them to comment or not. So if I want to allow them to comment, then I select this option here. If not, then I can disable replies. And here the same thing for the interactions in terms of liking, upvoting, etc. So I can create custom reactions here, disable replies and reactions, but I recommend you also go to the other models and check how they were built. This way you can also learn how they work and recreate them if needed. Now I'm going to click create here, and this is going to create the model. Now I have to define the structure of this model. So the fields you wrote down before, now it's time for you to actually add them as the fields that you're going to use when you're going to create a new item. So let's say we are creating products. So we have here the first field, which is a title. And as we can see, some fields already come with the model by default. So you have to use them, because it's very unlikely that you're not going to have a title or a description about the item, right? In case you don't want to use them, it's okay. You can leave them here, but do not use them later. But you can also customize the purpose of this field. In case you want to say, oh, it's not title anymore, you can say something else, and it will be replaced, okay? So up to you how you want to customize this. So you have the title, and then you have another field here, which is the content. And as you can see, the fields here are different. This one is like a short field where people can type in just a title or short text here. And this other one is a rich text field that people can add more information. They also have access to other features here. They can add images, they can add links, etc. So this is a little bit more robust. So depending on the type of content you're gonna add for your specific item, you're gonna choose different types of fields as well. So let's see, for instance, if we wanna add a new field. We have this one title, we have content. Let's say if we wanna add an image here, how do we do that? So we click here, add field, and we are going to have a couple different field types here that we can use. We have text, URL, email, number. We have text area, rich text, option, date and time, toggle, checkbox, image, which is the one we want to use, file, member, space. So you have a bunch of options here. You also can define if this field will receive a single value, or if you want to use fields that are going to receive multiple values. For instance, options, images, files, members, and spaces. Not all the fields, of course, work with multiple entries, but some will work. So you have to also define, when adding a product, how many images a person will be able to add for that specific product. Oh, if it's the product logo, maybe just one. But if it's the product screenshots, in this case, maybe a couple. So that's the difference. So you're going to select multiple or single here, depending on the use case. So let's say right now we're going to create a place where people can add just the product logo. So I'm going to choose image here and then click next. And then it's going to ask me a couple information here. Like, so you have the name here, which is automatically created for you. In this case, I have image field, but it could be something else or just image. I can customize. The key is created automatically for you. This is more for the database to identify the item, but you can also tweak that if you're a little bit more advanced. There are also some information here like, is this field required or not? So if it's required when you or someone else is adding a new product or a new item using the CMS, they will be forced to add some value. Or if it's not required, then they can submit the item to the database without adding any value if they don't want to, if it's optional. So decide if the item is optional or not, and then check whether it's required or not here. The helper text helps the person using your website or you using the website to identify what this field means or is about. So it's useful to add something. So you can say add a image here, logo, something like that. Permissions means if everyone can see the field or not. So these options here will define who can interact with the custom post type and basically use it. Okay, so once you're done, you can click here, create, and then this new item here will be added to the structure of the model you're creating. You can also change, for instance, let's say you want people to start by adding an image first. This is going to change the order here. So basically, when you click a button on your website, when you are logged in, or you as an admin or some user that has access to the products list and can add a product on your website, when they are going to be adding a new item, this is the structure they are going to see, and the fields they are going to see are exactly these ones as well. So here you are building this experience as well, so it's important to understand what fields will make sense to add and in which order they should be filled out, because the order you define here is the order they will have to interact with this page as well. So let's say, oh, person's gonna start by adding a new product to my website, then maybe they start with the title, then the description, then the image. The order here doesn't make any difference. It's just a decision that you have to make in terms of user experience and your preference as well. Okay, so the idea here is that you keep adding a couple fields until you're satisfied. Let's say you want another field here for images. You can say product screenshots, and then you create this one, and then there is another field here for product screenshots, and so on. So you keep adding fields here until you're happy with the structure, and once you're done, then your model will be created, and then you go back to the models here, and then you can see the model you just created, in this case the example model, and you see all the fields and the structure you just created. If you want to manage the fields, you just click here to manage the model fields, and then you can change them or add new ones, etc. And that's how you create a custom model. Very cool, right? All right, let's now go to the third part of this tutorial, where I'm going to teach you how to link the CMS with the page using the custom model you just created. Let's go. Under the Design Studio, we're going to see the CMS pages here. And as we can notice, we have a new page here, which is called Example. This page here is the page that represents the custom model we just created. And this template will be used anytime we decide to use the custom post type we created, and we can define here how this page structure will look like. By default, we have it as a single post. which is displaying the information that we have on that custom model. So if we click here, we can see all the information coming from the custom model. We have the comment box that we can check if it's going to be visible or not. We have the members information, which is showing here up top. We have the tags, we have action bars, we have images, title, we have the product screenshots. So all the fields and items we have inside this specific CMS model, they are available here for us to either use them or not. And once we click on a specific item, we have more information here that we can define. If we go back to the product CMS page, we're going to see the exact structure that came with this template. I recommend you play with this part here because then you can learn how this was built. We can see here we have a lot of different page items here, and if we want to, we can click here to copy this block here. We can copy this component and we can go back to the other page we just created, and here we can click and then paste this component. Then we have the same structure here. Now I'm going to do the same with the other ones. Alright, so I've copied all the components here, but as you can see, the page structure is not looking nice. The reason is because I have to click here and then change the way the columns work. I'm going to change the direction from vertical to horizontal, and then it will work. Now I just have to change the order here so the left sidebar goes to the left. Okay, now I have the same structure of the products template, and I'm going to save it. And with that, now I have the model created and the page structure of that model defined. Now the last part here is just creating the pages that will actually display this model and use this CMS structure. And how do we do that? Very simple. We go back here to the Design Studio, and here we have all the pages available on our project. As we can see, we have the products page, and we have other pages as well. We can create new collections here to group specific pages if we want to organize this a little bit better, or we can just add a new space, which is a new page, to the existing collection we have here, which is this collection. So I'm gonna add a new space here, and what's gonna happen here is that when you create this new page here, it's gonna ask us which type of structure we want to use. And here we have a couple presets here. We have some options that we can choose. These options will give us a specific page layout that we can use. In our scenario here, since we created a new custom model, I'm gonna add a blank page. Okay, so I'm gonna choose this option here, and then I'm gonna use the template. I'm gonna give it a name. I'm gonna call it example page. I'm gonna give it a description, and here I can choose whether this is private or not. In this case, it's gonna be open, and the collection is gonna be let's create. Now, as we can see, we have a page structure here. I'm gonna remove this page structure, and then here I'm gonna click to access the settings, and on the CMS models, I'm gonna choose the example model, right? And here I can select whether other people can post or if I'm the only one who's gonna be allowed to post, okay? So if I choose all members, then they will see the button to add new items as well. If I just select space admins and staff, or space members, space admins and staff, then it will change based on the user access level that you provide to your users and the groups you created to manage the user access settings. Okay, so I'm gonna add for all members so we can see how that looks like. And since we don't have reactions here, then it doesn't matter the option I choose here. I'm gonna click update. And then now I'm gonna be able to add my page structure here. So this page here is the example page that we are using, but let's say we want to display a list of all the items we have added to our database. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy the same component from an existing page so I don't have to create everything from scratch. So I'm gonna go back here, and then I'm gonna go to the products page, and then I'm gonna copy this main section here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the other page, the example page, and then here I'm gonna paste this component, and as we can see, the component is bringing all the products. Okay, now I just have to change this because it's pulling information from the products CMS, and we want to bring information from the example CMS. Okay, so I'm gonna expand this component so I can see the component that is inside it, and then here we have today products. I'm gonna double click this, and then I'm gonna see and then I'm gonna change here to all examples. Gonna say products here just so we remember. And then here on the featured section, I'm gonna double click, and then here I'm gonna change the source. So the source here is saying all spaces with specific post types, there are products. Okay, so I'm gonna change this, and then this is gonna bring information from the current source, which is the example. Okay, here we can change to various settings to pull information not only from one specific CMS, but maybe from multiple. Okay, so here I'm gonna be pulling information from the current space, which is the example space, and I'm gonna bring all post types for now. Then I have other features here that I can use if needed, change the layout, style, filters, the sorting, and other things as well. Okay, very customizable as always. So as we can see, we have nothing to show here because I haven't added any content to this environment, right? So can also customize the icon here if I want to, just selecting an icon. Let's see if we can find the same one we used before. I think this one, and then update. These are only cosmetic changes if you care about them. I'm gonna save this to make sure all the changes are applied. All right, moving on to the next session. How do we actually add content to our database now to make sure we can display the information stored on the database under the custom model that we just created and display this information on this page? Well, there are two ways to achieve that. The first way is you as an admin adding content through the dashboard here. So you go here to the content area, and then here you can see all the posts. You can click to add a new post and select the type of the post you're going to create, in this case example here, and then here you have access to the structure we just created, and then you'll be able to add the image, the title, the content, and fill out all the fields here, and then click publish, and this will create a new entry on your database. Second option is by allowing users navigating on your own website to add the content themselves, or you navigating on the front end of your website adding content as well. And to display this button, you have to add a new block here, which is the space header. Okay, once you choose this component here, you can move it to the top, and it will have the icon, the title, and other features here as the button to add a new item. You can also customize the look and feel of this component. And once you save it, once you go to the website navigating as if you were a user, you can see this button here to add a new item on the database like we saw before. Okay, so these are the two options. Now let's add some fake items to this project so I can show you how we can display this information from the database into the page. The first step is to click here, add example, or you can also go inside your admin panel and do the same like I showed you before. I'm gonna add an image here for the logo. I'm gonna type in Bettermode for the title, example, description goes here. And for the product screenshots, I have a couple images that I selected and gonna drop here. For the tag, I'm gonna choose a specific existing tag, or I can also create a new one by typing here, for instance, nocode, and it will create a new tag. I have some other options here that I can use if needed, but this time I'm gonna just continue and click publish. All right, we created our first item. Congratulations. Let's take a look inside and see how it's working. So we have this template page that we just set up a couple minutes before. It's pulling the title, the description, but it's not pulling all the information. We are gonna fix that in just a sec. If we go back here to the Design Studio, we are gonna see the CMS pages. We have this example page we created before. So this is the template it's using to display the information about the item we just created. If we come here to the content section, we are gonna see the posts area, and we are gonna see this new post that I just created. So it's working fine. Now, if we go back to the previous page, we are gonna see that we have a new product added to this page as well. So this is the listing page that we configured. So it's gonna list all the items. And once we click and visualize this specific item, then we are gonna be using the CMS page structure that we configure, okay? So now, because it's not showing all the information, all we have to do is to click here and check what is going on. So here we have the CMS model, which is the example. So that's correct. And we have a couple options here. We have post banner. That's not what we want. We have comment box, which is not going to be used in this case. And we have other information here. So we are looking for the images, right? So we have the product screenshots. We can toggle this on, and we can select the appearance to be gallery. And then we can save this. Now, as we can see, the page is displaying the screenshots. So we fixed the little problem we had. And another thing that is missing here is the logo here. So if we go back to the page, we can click this little section here and then double click here to check if we can display the image. And the image is here. And now we can choose if it's gonna be cover image and save. Now, once we refresh the page, we can see the logo displayed here. Now, if we go back here, we can change the position as well. So we can move this to the top, and then it will be on top of the other items. If we refresh the page, then the logo is here. All right, now we have the logo image showing up here. We have the screenshots. We have everything working. If we go back to the previous page, now we can do the same with this page here. So let's go back to our project. Now we are gonna change the page layout that shows the listing. We are gonna go to the Design Studio under Collection and Spaces. We are gonna access the example page. And then on this component here, we are gonna double click it, then double click the featured part. And here we are gonna check the fields. As we can see, there is no field that will allow us to display an image. So we have to just change the source. We are gonna select, instead of all post types, we're gonna select specific post types. And then here we are gonna choose example. And then this will enable the image, which is the logo. Then we are going to toggle this on, and the image will be displayed here on the side. We can move it to the top here, so then it goes to this other part here. And here the display appearance can be cover image, and it could be stretch or not. Now, the reason the image is big here is because I uploaded a very big image for the example, but you can change the image size based on the size you want, and then you just create the images the size that will fit this better. So all right, now the image is displayed here, the list is updated. We can go back to the page and check if everything is working well. So we have just one item here, which is the Bettermode example we just added to the collection. And now once we click here, we go to the internal page that shows more information about it, and we can go back and see all the items. How cool is that? You did it! Amazing, right? So as you can see, Bettermode is a very flexible and customizable tool, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. As you can see, you can do a bunch of cool stuff. This is just a simple, very simple example for you to understand how it works, but you can do way more than that. And I truly hope that this tutorial was able to teach you how to use Bettermode, and I encourage you to follow the steps and do it for yourself. And the best way for you to do that is by creating your free account. So don't forget to go here on the link down below under the video description section, create your free account and start using Bettermode today. Now, my friend, after this masterclass on how to use Bettermode, I hope you like the video and also subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you on the next ones. Bye bye.